Davey, a great effort and performance for us today, but ultimately not quite enough in the end. More positives than negatives for us though. How do you reflect on that one?
It's a difficult one, Callum, because I think everybody knows, I'm not really one for praising the players when we don't win games of football, but I did feel on this occasion that was merited. Said to the boys to get their heads up. I thought the game plan, the execution, I thought it was brilliant, honestly. I thought the boys to a man were brilliant, wee bits and bobs in games, but you look at Tav doing what Tav does. It's a difference when you look at the finances these boys are on. That's why they're on the big money. Look at wee Scott, he's made a living out of making the midfield runs. We're actually just in a transitional phase. We're trying to change it to a back three with a 5-4-1 at that point. I thought we were allowing too much time in the wide areas. It's probably the first part of the game that Kent gets on his right foot. Generally we'd forced him, kept him on his left. Big Shamal dealt with it, two centre halves dealt with the ball in the box. Kent gets on his right foot. Scotty Arfield, midfield run. Great finish, fantastic finish, decent ball. Then we give away kind of soft. I can see what wee Steph's doing, so I've not got any qualms. That's Steph's game. It's a wee bit needless, but I don't think he's at fault. I think his effort and energy, that's why he's in the team, to make the tackles. So he makes the tackle, then I think we get the ball a wee bit wrong, if I'm honest. I was saying that at the side, I'm shouting, I know where he's going to put this, but we never had anybody over to cover the two Rangers players. Shamal's probably a wee touch to Shamal's right hand side opposed to his left, letting the ball do its job. But again, that's a wee bit of experience coming into Scottish football. And we did, every player got a 45-minute, and this happens most games, well, it happens every game if I'm honest. But every player got a 45-minute video of all the Rangers players' strengths and weaknesses, and that was covered on that. But there's no many players put that exactly where it has to go to beat the keeper week in, week out. Tav's one of these players that seems to do it. So I feel a wee bit gutted for the boys, to be fair. I think up to about, when was the first goal? What minute was that?
70 odd.
Was it 70 odd minutes? We were probably value for money. Yeah. I think we were fair. I think Joel's had a very, very good chance within that 70 minutes. Ayo's got a free head, albeit it's a lot for him to do because he's got to generate the pace. His cell's got to generate the power in the ball, but he hits target with his header, and then Joel's got the one he breaks away, which I think we're a wee bit unlucky with. Again, wee moments in games, game-changing moments. And you get that ball with Kent. I think it's the first time he actually chops Nicky and puts the ball in with his right foot. We're changing our shape into a 5, so Fitz is readjusting, Ayo's coming into the middle, Sean Kelly to the left-hand side, because I think our box was getting peppered at that point. But we were fairly comfortable, we had a few scares across the line, that kind of thing. I think Big Shamal had a double save, a fantastic double save at that. So we're kind of caught in that wee bit of a transitional phase because the game's 100 mile an hour for Rangers' point of view, and then Kent whips that ball in, wee Scotty's run. Then the crowd get going, there's 8,000 fans, Rangers get a wee bit of a buzz, and then you get that free kick and it goes in, and it's kind of game over really. We try and chase the game, we go to a 3-5-2, try and get two strikers on the park and change the game, but they go to a Europa League final for a reason. They know how to manage games of football, and really at that point they just managed the game. But up until probably the second goal, I think they had a wee bit of a scare, a wee bit of a fright, and they realised they were in a game of football. So I am overall, and it's difficult saying this, but I'm pleased with the performance, and I'm disappointed with the result. Obviously we wanted more out of the game, but I'm fairly happy with the boys' application, the intensity and the way they went about their game plan today. I thought they were very, very professional and they managed the game very well.
Yeah, it's obviously tough to take with those, the quick fire double that puts Rangers in front. We had the lead for so long. Joel Nouble was brilliant, scored his first Livingston goal and caused havoc all day. But as we always touch on, these aren't the games that will define our season. But again, you must be. I mean, you seem proud of the players' performance, and as I say, the games won't define our season. If we play like this most weeks, we'll be more than fine this season.
Well, if you look at where we were this stage last season, we had a lot of new players in the club. I think the starting 11 today was 80% of the starting 11 were here last year, and I think you could see that on the park. Is that fair to say? The continuity was there. And that's a big thing for me. I thought Big Noobs was fantastic. Wee Brucey was unlucky not to start the game, if I'm honest, but we had a game plan. We did have a game plan in mind, but I thought Big Noobs was brilliant, and his link-up play, getting us up the park and his pace got us in behind, then he added the wee finishing touch with his finish today. And it's probably one part of Noobs' game where we're spending a lot of time working it on with him, but what a fantastic finish, and I think that's going to be the one that kick-starts it. Do you know that? I think he'll kick on. Probably these are the games that got Lyndon Dykes a move to the English Championship, and I know if I was an English Championship team, I'd be looking at Joel Nouble 1,000,000%. I thought he was incredible. Honestly, I thought he was brilliant today. Suter and Goldson knew they were in a game. 2 of them on yellow cards in the first half, and then I think there was another couple of nibbles at him. But I thought the big man was brilliant. See, to be fair, it's hard to criticise anybody. Shamal could do a little bit better with the wall at the goal, but the wall's not just his responsibility. With Steph's, he's a wee bit needless, but I find it really difficult to criticise anyone. I thought, to a man, I thought they should be really proud of themselves, and if we can take that application, intensity and effort into the next 37 league games, we'll be in a good place.
And obviously just looking at the next game, Dundee United coming up a week on Sunday, a tough game for us, but you know we've gone there in the last few seasons and done a job, so you know you'll be looking forward to that one. Yeah,
looking forward to it. It brings a different bit of pressure to you, doesn't it? It's a game that we're more than capable of winning, but Dundee United finished 5th in the Premier League for a reason as well, and we've got to respect that. I think they've got a manager on Jack Ross. I think Jack's a very, very good manager. I know Foxy as well, so I think they've got a really good backroom team up there now. So they're going to be. I think they'll be a different animal this year, if I'm honest. And I don't mean that disrespectful to last year. I just think Jack's got a wealthy experience, and I think they'll be a difficult team to beat this year. But it's a game that we're more than capable of winning. But a different game plan going into that game. Obviously today we fell into a low block. It doesn't matter what your game plan is against either of the Old Firm. You generally fall into a low block. I've seen Spurs do it recently. I've seen West Ham do it recently as well. But going up to Tannadice, we want to kick-start our season. We want to try and pick points up and get something from the game.